Project Creation is a podcast dedicated to Ashes of Creation. It's friends coming together to talk about your favorite game. Project Creation is for any listener looking for more information about Ashes of Creation. Welcome, guys, for another episode, our third episode, actually, in Project Creation. And today we're going to be talking about PvP. PvP! It's on the cards today. This is a topic that we all love. So we can't wait to dive in and get after it. Welcome to the show, boys. How's it going?
Yo, how's it going?
Going
Good
pretty
over here.
well.
All right. So the first thing I want to tackle with PvP, and I think like it's I just want to go ahead and ask like what's your guys' take on a PvP in MMOs? Like what do you guys kind of look for like starting, and then like I guess kind of like an end game if there is an end game to PvP.
I mean, I like all kinds. BGs are always fun. You got like arenas and open world. You can go all over the place on what different kinds of PvP that there is. I enjoy most of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Battlegrounds is probably my most favorite, especially when you got a pretty solid team. It could definitely make a difference.
So
No, go for it.
I was just gonna ask. So you guys like the more controlled environment rather than open world type PvP, or you guys like to rock everything?
I mean, open world is fun. It's always nice when you're kind of in a group with people, and then all of a sudden you stumble upon another group, and you just go balls deep and everything. But
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
also having that controlled or like an event, something to do while you're doing the PvP, and it's not just killing and that's it. Having an actual objective, uh, that that's what I like at a PvP.
Right. Yeah, you like the more like goal orientated PvP rather than just killing just
Yeah,
to kill type. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, that's always fun, but it gets boring killing on a lower level people and also perceiving that in open world PvP areas.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love beating up on noobs and stuff like that too, but it does get kind of old, especially if that's like all that there is really, especially with the open world. But yeah, I would say I love open world. I like objective based. I like team orientated PvP, so like all the above pretty much. I don't mind, like I don't think that, and we'll get into further into this topic, but like I don't think that open world PvP is necessarily like a griefing ground. I don't think that people should necessarily like grief about just open world PvP. If you're really not that interested in PvP, that's fine. You could go do other things, but there's definitely consequences in Ashes of Creation to make it that way. So it's going to be hard for you or hard for the enemy to actually like uphold killing you all the time and PKing you all the time. Like unlike RuneScape or something where you just get PK'd, you get led to the wildy and then you just get
mm.
PK'd. I
I
remember
like
that
that
back
though.
in the
Like
day.
the wilderness, there was at least a risk reward to it. There was materials and stuff
Yeah.
you could only get by going in there. Like
Yeah,
you're taking that chance.
it's very true. I mean, especially when somebody's leading you, and you don't know what the hell you do. You don't know where you're going. Yeah, sweet guys. So I want to talk about flagging, and this is a big thing in Ashes of Creation, also like for other MMOs, and how PvP gets determined, and how people can participate in this. And so, if you guys didn't know, the flagging in Ashes of Creation is kind of incentive based. So basically, if you want to PvP, you go and attack somebody, whether they attack back or don't attack at all. That determines what you are to them, whether that be corrupted or a combatant. So, but with flagging, there's definitely I guess, disadvantages to it. But how do you guys feel about how the flagging's being handled in AOC?
It looks. I like it. I mean, it definitely deters people from griefing because you start getting marked on the map and people start hunting you for bounties and stuff like that. There's still gonna be griefing, obviously, as people suck. It's gonna happen. Um, but I like it. I think it's a good way to include open world PvP, but not like force people into areas and situations that they don't really want to be in.
Yep, I agree with that.
So would you guys say like you like so we'll get into it more, but so if I'm just walking in the world, it's majority of the map's going to be open to PvP, you know, outside of safe areas, raids and instancing, but pretty much everywhere is going to be able to be contested or fought over PvP. So say I'm just walking through the forest and I get attacked. I like the fact that as a player, I have pretty much 1 to 2 options. You know, I can fight back, which majority of the time I probably will. But if something that's higher threat that I know that's just gonna beat me up, I might not fight back, and I might just be a just a bystander and let them kill me so that they gain that corruption score onto them, you know, and then now they have tertiary or secondary things to worry about when it comes to it, you know. So I like the fact that the penalty rate for just going out and killing random people is high, you know, but there's also a way to work it off or get rid of it, so it's not necessarily like crucial, but it can be very, very crucial if you keep doing it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Intrepid built in an anti-griefing method within the PvP to handle any like overexertion of killing just the same player over and over.
Yeah, seems like it. Especially when you start doing it over and over again, you start getting bounties on your head, and now you got half a server coming after you to collect.
Yeah. So, and then another thing with flagging is that flagging is also, it's not just going to be just open world based in flagging. There's a couple different other ways you can be flagged through PvP. One is the open world. The second is node wars. There's also guild wars and other social organizations that are going to allow you to participate in that, and whether that may be you go and sign up for a specific side of what you choose to fight in the war or battle per se, or the specific side you wish to take in a political side. But it's going to be very interesting in the amount of options you're going to have to choose from, which is pretty.
Options are always good, that's for sure.
So, all right. So, Ashes of Creation is really cool in how it's going to be able to decide what people actually participate in. And then, like, so do you guys have a favor of what type of PvP you guys like to see? Do you guys like to see, like, you like the more hunting grounds aspect where you're contesting over camps and NPCs and stuff like that? Do you guys like sieges, like big battles, the caravan system, guild wars that's specifically objective based, naval combat, or arenas that's super?
I'm probably most excited for the caravans.
Yeah, fair
That was
enough.
like when I saw that in the videos, that was like the first thing. I'm like, all right, this is fun. I could either go out there and like raid and loot whatever I
Mm-hmm.
want and fight people for it, or I can be a bounty, like not a bounty hunter, but like protection for hire almost. Like you've got all these rare stuff that you're trying to transport, and people are gonna be attacking for you. Well, you probably should bring some extra defense and hire some people.
Yeah, that's cool too because you can hire mercenaries to help you guys move your caravan. But that's going to be more party size based, which is pretty cool. So it's not going to be an over amount of people just trying to just move a caravan, you know. And the cool thing about that as well is that there's a quest attached to it. So whether you complete that quest and establish that trade route, bonuses, i.e., more experience, more materials, better establishing with connections, better trade prices, and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting. What about you, Mal? What type of tickles your fan?
I'm really interested in the naval. seeing how that's gonna play out, seeing how that's gonna work out with the boat building and what mechanics they're gonna be using. Um,
Right.
lately I've been playing that what game is it? Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Game's
Yeah.
fun.
I,
Yeah.
I fell in love with that game so quick.
Yeah.
But
I love how you could just shoot yourself out of a cannon. That's
Yeah.
so
yeah,
funny, man.
I took my girlfriend's cat and shot it out the cannon. Uh,
Yeah.
uh but
Damn thing keeps
yeah,
me
I'm
awake at night.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how that naval combat's gonna go. And then, they also have the naval caravans that you can use.
That turn
So
into land to sea and to sea to land. Yep.
mhm, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty awesome. I'm really looking forward to that and getting knee deep in that situation.
Yeah, I'm wondering though, like maybe you could take your caravan up the river, to bypass maybe some known PvP routes that people kind of wait for you. There's alternate routes you can come up with, and you're not restricted to landscape per se with the caravan,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
that would be pretty cool.
One thing I do like about the caravans that's going to be helpful from the PvP front and what to actually fight is that they're going to show like portions of what the goods that they're carrying on the caravan. So like whether you need like you're looking at the caravan, you see gold, silver, and like iron, or you see other materials, just
Wood and stuff.
yeah, wood, and you're like, oh, we need this. This is a good caravan. So there's going to be like higher level caravans to attack than others, which or higher tiered caravans to attack than others, which is going to make it really interesting in seeing the difficulty in taking down those type of caravans. Because like I could just see like us as a guild just like so triumphant in taking down this caravan that's just full of so much shit,
That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah,
You
dude.
just come in with a whole guild. Yep.
Yeah, and we just be ready for them and waiting. A cool thing though that is how you actually engage in the caravan is as you approach it, you have I believe it's 1 to 3 options. But basically, you could choose to help the caravan, choose to fight the caravan, or just defer it. So you do nothing. But that kind of makes it interesting in who actually gets like attached to the fight then. But yeah, I would say for me, I'd probably say my favorite's gonna be the arenas because I'm a sucker for like arena fights and gladiator fighting. I love that. But that's probably gonna be the most like controlled and even fighting per se. But I really want to see how the sieges play out because it's how they're talking about 250 versus 250, which is like bigger
A
than
lot of people.
yeah, and they want to strive for the biggest amount of people on the in MMO history to fight in an open world battle. So, and that's their minimum. So they're trying to bump it up to 500 versus 500, and that's just like crazy. Imagine that, like you're there's just so many people you
Insane.
don't
I
you
can
don't even know what
see
to
the
do.
lag right now.
I know, and they got their little checks in order to be able to like reduce that. But I mean, you're right, dude. I think the lag is just gonna like explode. But yeah, I think the sieges just from I love sieging stuff, and I think it's gonna be super strategic in how we actually attack bases and nodes and stuff.
I think it's gonna be interesting when you with like town sieges and stuff like that, and how they're announced like ahead of time. It's
Yep.
like, all right, well, this is going down in a couple weeks. Like, you prepare and be there.
Yep, and even on how castles are going to be sieged too, because it's very weird how the castles are, but they all have like 3 nodes. It's how like the all umbrella nodes, vassals of the parent node and all that, which kind of have a trickle down effect. But the siege castles are sweet because they just have 3 nodes to themselves outside of all the other nodes, so like everything that's controlled within that is going to be revolving within a month's process, week by week. Each node kind of takes their week, and there's like requirements in order to be able to do it, but sieging the actual castles is gonna be like monumental. I just see like the whole server, and like if you just go in and you just got your dick swinging, dude, and you just coming in and you wipe out that castle, and now you guys are the actual like inhabitants of those castles. It's gonna just make it like you're gonna be that much more legendary on the server, and I love the popularity front that it's bringing. That's all based around PvP, you know. So it's really cool to see that actually take effect. But yeah, I would definitely say those two are the ones that stand out the most. But go ahead, and with that comes rewards, which we all love rewards. Everyone loves good rewards. So how do you guys feel about like a reward system, and like what would you guys want?
I mean, obviously with caravans, the reward is you get what they're carrying.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it would really break down to what kind of PvP you're doing. Hunting grounds, like you're looking for that loot in that area. Whether it be, like one thing they talked about with is treasure hunting. But yeah, like I said, it depends on the different areas that you're of PvP that you're doing. If it's castle sieges, obviously the reward is the castle you win. I guess the arenas is kind of the one where you start getting gear and
Yeah, you do.
specific weapons and stuff like that.
And I wonder if that's going to be locked within the arenas. You know, it's not going to be, or if you could just take it. I hope you could just win it, like a gear piece. I was playing Mountain Blade and Bannerlord, and their tournaments inside the game. You win like helms, and you win weapons, and all this cool shit. So that's actually sometimes useful. You know, not all of it's useful, but it's still cool that you can win.
Absolutely.
Some other things to mention with raw materials that you're going to be able to loot off of players. Power stones, which will be unlocked through as you kind of climb the ranks. And this is where it gets interesting, because like the leaderboards that they're going to be having in the game is going to be based on like a 6-month season. It's like it's a recorded score after a 6-month period of like all the castle sieges successes you've done, all the defenses you've done, all your PvP kill score, plus a couple other things I can't remember. But so there's definitely going to be like that ranking system of, you know, the shit talking to other people and the fame just through the leaderboards. With the one thing I forgot to mention. So with the rewards comes titles and achievements that you're going to be able to obtain and or as you complete these feats and you complete these achievements to be able to. You know, I love those titles because they kind of remind you of D&D in a way, and they bring it back to that. And I love when MMOs like kind of go full circle with.
I know banners is something that's big, like one of the cosmetic pieces. I hope there's PvP specific banners. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean I hope too. One cool thing which I didn't mention before, but that they're gonna have is the monster coin system, which basically means if you participate in, and this is a PvP event as well, but you participate in a monster coin event and you get these monster coins. After fighting the battles, you can go ahead and take on the actual cosmetic of the NPC you can play as a monster. So it's pretty cool on that front of wanting to actually like join in on those. Like I've never like done monster coin events. I didn't even know what it was before I read it, but it's freaking awesome, man. And more cosmetics that we can get is the better.
More to hunt for.
Yeah. Yeah, for a last topic, the threat assessment in AOC is you have your nameplate, and your nameplate will decay based on your health. It won't actually give you like a health number per se, but it just kind of shows indirectly of how the state of your health and whatnot. But also you're going to be able to see your base through a buff. Kind of gives some like loose information of like, well, needed information, but what type of armor they're wearing, what type of any other information that can be quickly needed in that situation. It's going to indicate what type of gear you're wearing, leather, cloth, or plate. The border will indicate the level and quality of your tier set on your armor. I think, by the way, as I read this, I think this is too much information to give the player. I'd like some secrecy and actually like hiding some of your stuff, but it also indicates if it's enchanted or not. But do you guys want like an indication of why, who you're about to fight is, or do you not care? You're just going to go balls to the walls regardless?
Oh, I definitely would rather have some information of who I'm going to fight. If it's going to be a dumb fight for me to go in there, I'm just going to get killed right away. Then
Same here. Same.
Gear. The developers want to kind of prevent some unwelcome behavior with this, so they're kind of making it. So you do have that insight. You do have like a little bit of knowledge before you don't just run in and go balls to the wall. You're actually trying to be strategic about this. But like, how does that make you? Does that make you want to play your class any different though? In terms of like open world PvP, like, are you guys going to be more on the assaulting front, or do you guys want to be more ambushy type, setting stuff up, strategic? What do you think?
it's weird that we won't be able to see like health bars. Like,
Yeah, you won't.
Like you're overcomplicating it a little bit. Like, oh, the nameplate color, the opacity of it deteriorates or something. Like,
Right.
just give me a number. Why you gotta complicate it?
Me personally, if I were to get into PvP and start doing that, I'd probably want to do the ambushing and whatnot.
Right.
Kind of thinking before I go in, rather than just jumping in and saying, "Hi, I'm here," smacking you in the face now.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is the only real benefit I feel that this is gonna maybe have is in the open world. But like when you're in a big siege, like imagine 250 people, right, that you're fighting. Are you gonna be looking at all their damn nameplates, trying to inspect them all, trying to get all this?
Yeah.
No,
That
you're
guy's
just
got a gray nameplate. Jump on it. That guy's nameplate's white. Like,
yeah,
and just give me a health bar. Like,
yeah.
let me click on them and target them, because it doesn't even see like when you target them that you get health bars or anything. It's still just their
No.
nameplate.
Yep. It doesn't. It. They say they don't want to show it. You know.
Which, and it also says hovering over the user's nameplate will show information such as level, their class name, and archetype combo. Like, well, if you're not going to tell me what their health number is, how am I going to know what their archetype combo is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's also shown their class is also the insignia of the type of, or their insignia of their class is going to show what their class is. I mean, whether that's just like the starting classes, but I don't know. Like, there's 64 freaking classes, dude. Like,
It'll be the main class.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're talking about with the archetype combo. That's like your secondary class.
Yeah, your secondary. Yeah, I figured that much, because other than that, I'm like, how are you gonna know? I can't remember all those, but yeah.
You have a symbol for every combination.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they're gonna do that, but
I think it'll be just whatever the main one is, and then you can hover over to see their secondary.
Do you guys like? I just feel that that's like too much information in one small area. Like, I get you can maybe see like a gear. Like, I don't even the way I want to see it, because cosmetics block the actual gear, so you don't really know what they're wearing. So in order to do this, they're gonna just tell you what they're wearing, and their tier, and their class type, and their archetype. It's withered or not, and their level.
I like being able to see the archetype combo, because it's gonna make you play differently, knowing what.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I mean, in other games, I've never really inspected someone while I'm fighting them to see what kind of gear they're wearing. So.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's annoying, or is that something that you would want?
I think just personally, me, I would like it. I know there's probably people out there who doesn't want that at all. But the only PvP experience I really, really have is just off of World of Warcraft. I mean, you can just go onto Wowhead and put in somebody's username, and you can see their updated gear that's on them with enchants, gem sockets, everything, and see what they're wearing. And you can try and counter it if you can. If you can't, then you know what you're dealing with. Um, that's just
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I like that either. Like, I want some secrecy to it. I don't want all my dirty laundry to be aired out for everyone. I don't think that that's a good way to do it. I don't know. I think though that they should definitely show their archetype and their class. I mean, that's number one. Their level would be nice. And I would just say health bars. I don't really need to know their gear type.
But like you said, it with the cosmetics, you kind of
Yeah.
do, because you can't look at them and see, oh, they're wearing this type of armor. Like, you
Right.
have no idea.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's a tricky one. I guess if
With
you
like the different sets that people get, you get different combinations of sets. You get different bonuses from having certain sets. I think it's good gear they're wearing.
right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like that not hiding it, but behind cosmetics, I think that's fine. But I mean, how they actually put it though, they think cosmetics is not gonna infringe on the gear. It's just only gonna kind of skin the gear. It's not gonna make it where it's no longer looks like plate armor if you're wearing plate. It's still plate, but it just has like a skin wrapped into it. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this might change. We don't know. But from what I see, I think it's going to be a lot of information. Is just my standpoint. Yeah, we'll have to see on that one. So is there anything else that you guys want to cover in today's episode? Any other questions or any things that you thought we didn't?
I think we hit most of it. The Guild Wars, I'm curious to see what that's going to be like.
Mm,
Is that just
yeah,
for
yeah.
node superiority, or is it just to say I'm a better guild than you?
I think it's a little bit of both, But I like how the cool thing about a Guild Wars is it's objective based. So like they got an item, in their possession, and you got to go and steal it. That's kind of cool. It's kind of like making capture the flag within, between guilds and stuff. It makes it like private games.
That'd be
that'd be
cool if
cool.
it was like
Yeah.
rare materials or like rare items, legendary items and stuff that you could steal from other guilds.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I would like to be able to like go ahead and hit their chests or something like that if you beat them. Because how the Guild Wars is where it's going to take place is if they have a guild hall or not, and that's going to be like a huge decider in what type of objectives get played. Or Guild Fortress, either one of the two. But I mean, there's definitely a lot that they could do with it in the objective based things. Like they could even make it like you can capture people, and now you got to one guild's got to go ahead and rescue this other guy, and the other guys have to protect or defend it.
I don't like that. I mean, it just stops that person from being able to play the game, is what it seems, and that's not
Oh well, it could be like an NPC. It doesn't necessarily have to be
okay.
like a player.
Player. True.
But yeah, I think that'd be something that's cool too. I like. I think another really cool thing that they're going to be having is going back to like the flagging and all that. Another big part of the military node system is or a military node is the bounty hunter. Do you guys like bounty hunting? Do you think that's a cool element that they're
I never really
Yeah.
got big into bounty hunting, but you know,
like? Would you guys do it? You think like if is that something that will make kind of make you go down that route as your character as you create your character and whatnot?
Yeah.
it depends on me personally. It depends on what I would be getting out of it. If it's just killing and that's it, then no. But if I was getting something out of it, the rewards, money,
Yeah.
materials, whatever it may be, then definitely, yeah, I would.
No, I think that could be fun hunting down specific people that are going out there and just killing and
Right.
slaying other people. It's like, oh, go hunt that guy down. You got it.
Well, this is where it's like it's pretty cool because, and it kind of gets a little gamey, I feel, because if you're corrupted, right, and you go ahead and now you got a bounty hunter, the bounty hunter activates an ability, and I want to say, hold on, let me, bounty hunter, I want to say that it, oh, the pathfinding ability. That's right. So he's going to activate this pathfinding ability that's going to allow him to see the corrupted on the map. So it just reminds me of like a predator, predator, and he just like turns on his heat seek and he just sees
tells that corrupted like I'm coming for you.
He just sees like Arnie and all of them. He's just tracking them all. Yeah, but the cool thing is like with corrupted though, the actual fight between a bounty hunter and corrupted, there's no penalties, like because if you're corrupted you lose your armor and all your player power deteriorates per kill you get, and then you have an accumulative score of PvP corrupted kills, and that dictates whether you basically of how you stand and how you stand in the community. But you can go as far as dropping actual items on your character if you get that high in corrupted. And if you get that high in corrupted, you're not just visible to bounty hunters, you're visible to everyone on the map, on the mini map. So you're going to be, it could get very hairy very fast with just player killing.
It would be a fickle balancing.
Yeah.
Like, to essentially make it so people don't want to ever do it, or
I know that's what I was thinking. I'm like,
not big enough.
Yeah, and I was
doing it all the time.
Yeah, that's exactly like I was thinking. Like people that might not want to actually do the whole kill anybody just because they don't want to fucking drop gear, But there's ways to work it down and work off your kills and all that too, just through experiencing and whatnot. And dying also helps too.
That's how you lose gear and stuff.
Yeah, but before you even get to that point, you don't have to get to that point. But yeah, I think the bounty hunter system's cool, and you're going to be able to get some sweet bounties and loot. I think it's going to be a good way to make some money outside of other than merchanting and raiding and stuff like that. So
who needs to craft when you can just hunt bounties?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why don't we just take everybody's things and they work hard to grind it all,
Thanks, bud. Did all the work for me.
Or you just catch them you just catch a bunch of crafters they hit some gold, and you're just waiting outside the cave for them.
Yeah.
They come out.
Caravans and stuff like that. You just some nice ore you got there.
Yeah.
Real shame if someone took it.
Exactly, dude. All right, so if you guys didn't have anything else to add, let's go ahead and wrap it up. So thanks again, guys, for coming to the show. Thanks again, boys. I appreciate it. But yeah, so we'll tune in next week on our next topic. We'll see you then.
All right.
See you next week.
See you guys.